everyone, my name is Jess and today I wanted to discuss with you my 10 tips for interviewing remotely. Now about a year back I did a video about interviewing tips in Canada. Now this is a continuation from that, but I wanted to really focus on remote interview. Since we're mostly doing interviews remotely from now until who knows when, I thought this would be really relevant for right now, especially we're in a new year. Most likely there's new jobs getting posted and we've kind of got the hang of this remote working. So I'm gonna go ahead and break this down. I've also done a little blog to break down all these tips. I'm hoping to make this one a fast video. All right, so here are my 10 tips for interviewing successfully virtually. Now, tip number 1 would be to test your technology. There is nothing worse than joining an interview or a meeting late due to the fact that your audio wasn't working, your camera wasn't working, you didn't have the software downloaded. So go ahead and do that a couple days in advance if you do have that luxury of time. Download the software, practice with a friend of connecting to that software just to make sure that it works. Now, if you do have the luxury to also have a secondary device, go ahead and prep that device because nature's law is when you have something big and important, sometimes that device does not want to cooperate. So prep that second device and make sure your technology is working. Number 2 would be dress for the job that you are applying for. So if you're applying for a sales role, marketing role, office role, construction role, whatever it might be, dress in that attire that you would be in if you were going to an office. So typically I would suggest business professional. I've done a lot of interviews where people are wearing a suit and tie. It's not necessary, but look polished. If you're in sales, you want to look the role and what your customers would expect you to wear as well. So that would be number 2. Number 3 is make sure you are early. Typically, if you were in person, you would show up 10 minutes early. I would do the same in a virtual meeting, probably about 5 minutes early. If you're really like me, I usually show up 5, 6, 7 minutes early. Just be on time. Do not be late. Sometimes when you connect on any virtual software, it takes a couple minutes to connect anyways. So go ahead and connect early. No one will be upset. You might be just waiting until the host joins. Now, number 4 would be to make eye contact. So have your camera in the center of wherever you're looking. Make sure you look at the camera. This is the first time that they're going to meet you. Most likely, they're going to even hire you remotely, which to me is insane. I haven't even met one of my employees that I hired due to the pandemic. And, making that eye contact and making the connection with the hiring manager is everything. Now, number 5 would be to remove all distractions. If you have any pets, children, if you have things popping up, your cell phone, put everything on Do Not Disturb. Tell everyone you need 30, 40, 1 hour of time to be alone and not distracted from this interview. It's really important that you stay focused during this time. Now, number 6 would be to have your CV or resume in hand. It could be on your desktop, on your computer, so you can reference it. I've seen another creative thing where someone has put their CV or resume in their virtual background. That was really neat. You do need to save your resume as a picture so that you can do that and you can point to your resume. I thought that was really neat. Number 7 would be to prepare and rehearse your questions. The great thing about being remote is you can prep all your questions. Since it is remote, I am expecting when I'm interviewing people to have those questions prepped, and you can go ahead and read that. There's nothing that says you can't. When you're in person, you can also prep those interview questions. Now, number 8 would be to research the company you are working for. So you don't need to have everything memorized. You can, again, set it up on your computer where you can read something, quickly glance at a stat or two, why you like the company, whatever that might be. I would just focus on researching the company, know why you want to work there, maybe know their key objectives. Number 9 is have a digital presence. Now, this is something you might want to prep way ahead of you actually submitting your CV or resume. Get on LinkedIn. In Canada, LinkedIn is such a great platform to connect with professionals. Get on LinkedIn as much as possible, comment, like, see the company's page and see what you might be able to learn from their organization. And lastly, number 10 would be to break that ice. So if you want, in the beginning, tell a joke, talk about your weekend, talk about the things that you're learning during the pandemic, maybe some new hobbies that you've done, anything to break the ice. It can be a little bit awkward to meet someone virtually. I mean, if you relax and just be yourself, this will help the interview process a lot better for you. So go ahead, these are my 10 tips. Go ahead and click on the link below if you want to read a little bit more about each of these tips and what I would suggest are my best practices for these tips. And good luck on your interview. It is very hard to interview remotely. You only get a certain amount of time, 35, 45 minutes, to show who you are, and you want to set a good impression. So show up on time, have a clear camera, look at the camera lens, and prep those questions and prep what the company does. Good luck, and if you love this video or like it or dislike it, feel free to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Any feedback in the comment section is greatly appreciated. Thank you and have a great day. Take care and see you next Wednesday.